Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 19 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, we saw Jason sign with his brand new team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and today we are going to get out here into the first game of the season with his new club against the Atlanta Braves on opening day 2024. Let's get it. All right, so we are going to face off against the Braves again. Now, we're back in the National League, which of course means Jason's back in the lineup. I wouldn't expect too much considering Jason's batting has not improved all that much since he moved to the Red Sox. But in the meantime, we'll focus on the team that's ahead of us. Jason has faced off against the Braves 9 times and 4 starts. He has a 3-1 record against them, has posted a 1.69 ERA and a 269 WOBA, so good results against these guys. But we are going to have to get out here and get it. Jason's probably going to be a little bit maybe shaky in his first start back in the National League. It has been a long time since Jason has done this, but we're going to have to just kind of come out here and show them what he's made of. Let's get it.
Figures to be a wet one, but we'll have baseball for you on MLB Network nonetheless. Today, the opener of this 4-game series between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Atlanta Braves. Hello again, everybody. Baseball is back. Welcome to our special opening day broadcast on MLB Network. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. The staffs for these two teams sure to be a focal point as this series moves along.
Hey, just like any team, pitching is going to be the key factor for this ball club as the year plays out. I'm sure the staff will have its ups and downs, but putting together some quality outings early in the season could do wonders for this club getting out of the gate with a good start.
The games count starting now. Opening day on MLB Network, and it's coming up next. Getting close to first pitch here. Let's listen in to public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, you go to 2024 Atlanta Braves.
Quickly now, a look at the two men who are entrusted with the starting pitching assignment here to begin the new year. Time now to look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup. Mark, what do you have on this lineup as they go for their first win?
Matty, you take a look at this lineup. I find myself thinking back to my playing days when I knew I had the ace on the mound. It had to be win day, and when you get in a car to drive to the yard, you tell yourself, even though you felt bad about it, just get 2 or 3. All the pressure's on the big boy to have to execute, and he usually does. Look for this lineup to try and execute and score, manufacture 1 or 2 runs early in this one. Time for a look at the Braves on D. And let's take a look at second baseman Rougned Odor. Pound for pound, one of the strongest guys in the game. 30 home run potential, but a premium defender at second base. And if you don't slide properly into second base, he is going to let you know about it.
Let's play ball. Here you go.
Here's Rougned Odor now. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
All right, Arizona does their job in the top of the first, so Jason comes out here to begin his debut with the Diamondbacks with a 2-0 lead. Let's get it.
Hey, here we go, big guy. Come on.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
Now, depending on whether or not you were watching the preseason video or whether you watched it to its conclusion, you may have seen that the Diamondbacks are not particularly good at defense. They're about, middle to low ranked in the MLB. They're about, I think, 18th is what they were. So I would expect Jason's ERA to rise up a little bit compared to last year with the Red Sox, who had a very, very good defense. They had 3 Gold Glovers, and they had the best defense in the MLB. But at the same time, WAR doesn't care so much about ERA, it cares about FIP, and that's what I'm looking for here, is keep the home runs down, keep the walks down, and get a bunch of strikeouts. That's what we're shooting for here. Go for this 1-2. Two-seamer on the outside. Call from Mike Zunino, our new catcher. Swing and a miss. Ruben Odor. Jason strikes out the first man he faces, and that will be the first out.
The hitter's eyes in that at bat. What I mean is you'll find the first 3 pitches are all down around the knee. So as a hitter, he's probably looking down there again, and that's the perfect time to raise his sights and make a good pitch up.
All right, next up, Corey Dickerson. Mike Zunino behind the dish, former Mariner.
Fouled away.
The infield for the Diamondbacks, as I said in the preseason video, was we got Morris Lamb on first base, we got Jaime Gutierrez at second, we got Mark Madsen at third, and we have Jack Reinheimer at shortstop. And I'm pretty sure every one of those guys is a regen, if I read it correctly. So they and probably folks you haven't heard a whole lot about, but according to their stats, they're not bad. Mark Madsen 90 overall, Jaime Gutierrez 87, 86, Jack Reinheimer 80, Morris Lamb 78.
And that's what Ed does. He gives you that chance.
Zero, you hit it nail
Your outfielders, Rhys Hoskins, Jock Peterson, and Bryce Harper, probably the best outfielders you can think of at this point in the game.
He's not the guy that's going to get mad and throw somebody and give him the boot just because a guy doesn't like a pitch or a pitcher thinks
Hoskins, of course, is a Washington National turned into a Philadelphia Philly in our world, but he never signed with them in their world, in Jason's world, rather.
Come on.
And apparently Rhys Hoskins reached free agency with the Phillies and decided, you know what, I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. And as a result, he finds himself on the Phillies, or the Diamondbacks, rather. And Jock Peterson, I think Jock Peterson...
You see a lot of swinging misses on those.
Okay. What do you got? Going to go up and in with this cutter, I think. I want to get this dynamic challenge. I didn't talk too much about it in the preseason video. Or rather, I did talk about it, but then I re-recorded the segment that I was doing. Oh dear. Jason gives up a homer to Corey Dickerson, and that one's out of here. Braves get themselves one back with a home run on the 2-2 pitch to Corey Dickerson. 1-2 pitch.
After a long winter and a grueling spring, everyone is anxious to get
well, that'll get the fans fired up. Here's hoping Jason can hold it down a little bit more.
Way to get your campaign underway. He was rounding the bases thinking, hey, this is going to be a good year.
Into the box now.
Okay, change up low. Jock Peterson, formerly off the Dodgers. I don't know his circumstances quite so much, but
pitch on the way.
Really like what he can do, I think.
And this will wind up a foul ball.
Here we go, guys. Let's do it.
You'll also notice that the showtime meter down at the bottom of the screen is not as we're accustomed to it being. It's no longer a meter. It's only a series of 5 balls, and that's because they've changed up the perk system and the showtime system in this game, such that it's now a lot more restrictive, I guess is the way I'd put it. Instead of having effectively a single meter you use for every showtime action in the game, you have to unlock your showtime actions in the perk system. based on the personality of your player.
Out toward right field.
Harper over there in right gets it, and that's 2 away.
Just a few steps
So Jason Stepp comes back from that strikeout, or that home run, rather. And that will be Mark Bentler out. Mark Bentler, of course, living forever in trivia history as being the guy who broke up Jason's no-hitter bid in Houston last year.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Here he just pops out to right.
For strike one.
Domingo Santana now.
He's very late on that first pitch. I got to think he was guessing off speed.
Your pitch right here, kid.
2 out, nobody on.
Here we go, guys.
Try another two-seamer on the outside is Zunino's call.
Hey, let it fly up there, huh?
Gonna be a while before I get everybody's name.
Big problems here to start this at bat. It's 0-2
get everybody's
now.
name quite down because, as ever,
talking about having your mind made up, you're
new team, new faces, new names. Takes a little while to get adjusted. But Domingo Santana strikes out, so feast and famine for Jason. 2 strikeouts and a home run. So we will see what the Diamondbacks can do in their next inning.
Right after this. Back now from SunTrust Stadium, second inning coming up, but first here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, these conditions aren't really ideal for baseball right now, but I am hearing that they're expected to improve as the game progresses. The grounds crew told me between innings that the field's in good shape. They're going to continue to work on keeping it dry, but we should be in for more favorable weather later in the game.
And there's our new addition to the MLB The Show 19 announcer roster. Instead of changing up our booth announcers, we now have a field presenter. I didn't catch her name. I think it's Heidi Watney is the name.
All right, your pitch coming right here, right now.
Well, Jason has 2 outs, so he won't be bunting in this count. I think I've said before, a long time ago when Jason was still in the National League, I'm not a big fan of pitcher bunting because the out that he would produce by sacrifice bunting usually is not as valuable as the projected hit that, or the projected probability of the hit that he could produce by swinging.
Minimize pitches against these guys and put them away early.
It's dependent on the pitcher, of course, and Jason is not the best hitter in the league by any stretch of the imagination. But maybe that'll change in the new year.
When the weaker hitters come up, especially the pitchers, you got to stay on the attack and minimize pitches and get these guys out in a hurry.
Hey, your pitch right here. Let's go.
He's set. The 3-0 offering.
And Jason takes a 4-pitch walk.
Ball 4. And he's walked the opposing pitcher on 4 pitches.
Yeah, the pitching coach would hate to go to the bullpen this early in the game, but sometimes you have no choice. On the flip side, he might just get in his face a little bit out there, try to challenge him, wake him up.
Luis Castillo getting an earful from the Braves pitching coach. Probably having a little bit of trouble with his grip in the rain. And that'll bring up Jaime Gutierrez.
Jamie Gutierrez. All over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2.
Jason looking nice in those nice Diamondback striped socks.
Guys, here we go. You gotta hold it.
Started to go around, but he's able to check his swing for ball 3.
2 down here. Here we go.
And just, you know, out of lack of things to say, I would go ahead and mention that Jason actually had a really good whip last year, despite allowing a very
still ranging back.
Oh yes.
And goodbye. This one ain't coming back.
Jamie Gutierrez taking Luis Castillo a yard. 3-run home run to right field and gone.
Right field. First home run of the campaign for him, and it's suddenly a 5-1 ball game.
And Jason gets himself his first run of the year. I don't anticipate to say that a whole lot.
He's a leadoff guy with some serious pop. And
but nice pop to right field and gone. Into the planters. And that'll bring Jason back around into the bottom of the second inning to pitch. Up now 5-1. So the home run given up in the bottom of the first. Painful, but perhaps not the end of the world. He said just before he gave up another home run to Lincoln Chaney. So clearly that cutter's not working too well for Jason today, because that's 2 cutters that Jason has used and 2 home runs off of them. So Balls are popping today. They must have juiced him for the 2024 season.
Campaign for him, and it's now a 5-2 game.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot
that one was off the that one was off the stands back there. I'm not even sure what to call that. The superstructure.
So the
all right, let's not allow a run or a walk.
Be the catcher, Victor Caratini. First pitch of the
what I was about to say was that despite Jason having a real bad season last year with regard to getting hits allowed off of him, he had a much higher BABIP, which is bases allowed, or batting average on balls in play. He had, let's see, it was a 328, where a 300 BABIP is pretty much usual.
Gomez, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Swing and a miss, foul tipped rather on the 12-6.
In a double play situation, that's the location you want a guy to swing at. More than likely, he's going to beat it into the ground.
The 0-1
try that
delivery.
two-seamer down. That's going to bounce over to first, and that is going to be
one there. On to first, but not in time.
Okay, Jason doesn't quite get the double play there,
next to bat for Atlanta,
but he does get a fielder's choice from Reynaldo Gomez, and that'll bring up Johnny Bump, Braves legend Johnny Bump.
From the stretch. On the ground,
and that'll be the double play Jason was looking for. 4-6-3 double play, and that will end the inning.
So one run.
I'm not having much of a chance to talk about stuff here. Despite allowing quite a few more hits than he probably should have given his BABIP last year. It was 330 as opposed to the 300 that it usually goes to. Jason had probably one of the best whips in the league at about, what was it, 0.92 last year, or 1.03 rather, for 2023.
And get a big inning started.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
All right, Luis Castillo, first pitch, pops it over to first base, and that's one away.
Good look at the standings out west in the National League as you see where the Diamondbacks sit entering play here today.
Still opening day, and that'll bring back up Rougned Odor.
Rougned Odor, 0 for 1 here in the early going. Infield in the overshift here.
Jason had probably one of the best whips in the league, and that had to do largely with the fact that he is an elite pitcher when it comes to allowing walks. All of 2024, or all of 2023, he only allowed 15 all season. Like, I think if Jason had been, if there were two of Jason, he would have allowed fewer, the two of him would have allowed fewer walks than the next closest pitcher. So that's the thing that Jason really specializes in. He is an elite pitcher when it comes to preventing walks. He usually allows a few hits, a hit or two per inning, but in terms of allowing runs, he usually doesn't allow a lot of hits strung together. So the
Corey Dickerson, he went deep in his first at bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
He usually allows a few hits per inning, at least a hit or two or so. But he does not allow a heck of a lot of walks, and that usually means he doesn't allow a lot of runs, except on the long ball. So you'll see a few.
Braves are set down 1-2-3.
You will see a few
remains 5-2.
long balls from him, solo shots, but you generally won't see a whole lot of free passes. You won't generally see a lot of bases loaded situations. And when he does allow bases loaded, a lot of the times he can work out of it. All right. So Arizona can't get any more runs across in the top of the 4th, so Jason gets to come back out here with the 5-2 lead intact.
Line to the right
and now he's going to try to keep these guys.
But in foul territory. Foul ball.
Keep these guys from getting anything running together here late in the game.
Bender on the outside there.
We'll go ahead and use Jason's Showtime slider, which I haven't really used. I've been trying to hold off on it, but we're getting to the point in the game where if I don't start using these pitches, they're not going to be used. But Morris Lamb grabs it, and that's the first out.
So the base is empty here with one away, and that'll bring Domingo Santana into the batter's box next. He's ready. Here's
so try to cut her up and in. And he starts at it. Apparently he doesn't go around, but that is ball 1. Flails at 1 inside, the 2-seamer. I'm going to veto that.
Hey, let it rip one time.
Tried the curveball down.
Now a swing, and he gets him.
And that's going to be popped out into right field. Bryce Harper cuts it off, but that still will be a base hit.
Just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball, stay square as long as possible, and feed it into the opposite field.
On the bright side, he didn't allow a home run off of that one.
Stepping in now, Lincoln Cheney, as the first pitch misses to him. It's ball 1. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park, just like he did back in the 2nd. Oh, it's Taylor.
Bouncer just short.
6.
Gutierrez to Lamb. That's 2 away, and that will end the inning.
No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left. On to the top of inning.
And that'll bring up Jason again to bat here in the 4th, or the 5th, rather.
Up next for Arizona, Jason Parham. He scored after reaching on a walk in his first at-bat.
And we'll find out if he can get a base hit here.
First offering on its way.
Change up low and inside for no swing. And even here in the 5th, we got some pitchers up and throwing, so they clearly feel the need to switch them out. Castillo kind of struggling today. Mostly, that was kind of a generous call, ump. How come I can't get some of that? Careful, Jay. Don't get the ump too mad at you. You don't want to.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Heading out
that's going to be blooped into right field, fall into the glove of the Braves, Domingo Santana, and that will be 1 away for the Braves. And that'll bring Jason back out to pitch again here in the bottom of the 5th. Still nothing else for the D-backs going into the bottom of the 5th, so it remains 5-2. That's plenty, though. Jock Peterson ranging over, makes the catch, and that's 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Digging in, Ronaldo Gomez. Here comes the first
try
pitch.
Once 2-seamer down and in,
and here's a
down and away.
For strike 1.
We're moving along in this one, heading
Folks
into
of
the
you
middle
who
innings.
are new to the series will find out very soon that while I do know quite a bit about baseball and about such things, I'm not the best play-by-play man. I tend to get things wrong a lot the first time I say them, even though I know what I'm saying is wrong. The wrong words come out of my mouth. I guess the best way I can put it. I know what I say is wrong, and I have to correct it quickly. And I know what the right thing is to say, but I just can't get my mouth and brain to communicate. Ronaldo Gomez goes down on strikes, and that'll be 2 away here in the 5th.
Really locked in at this point in the game on the bump. So far this inning, 4 pitches and 2 outs. Got the first guy on 1 pitch, and then absolutely dominates this at bat with a 3-pitch strikeout.
I'll bring up Johnny Bump.
Now at the plate, Johnny Bump.
Try a curveball first pitch to Johnny Bump. That'll be a get me over curve for strike one.
All right, come on now.
And call from Zanino is a two-seamer down and away.
Hey, come on, big dog, get your pitch.
The windup and the 0-1.
Straight up.
And Jason's just going to have to
Parham is there for it.
step in a little bit,
And
reach up and grab it.
out.
That will end the
So
inning.
no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We're through 5 here.
Going
at
into the
ballpark.
sixth with the score still at
Arizona's on
5-2.
top, 5-2. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Esteban Valentine. He's getting his first plate appearance of the game here in the sixth.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind.
I am going to gamble here a little bit. A lot of these challenges are risk-reward type stuff. You know, how confident do you feel in your abilities? I usually feel pretty confident that Jason can end an inning in 12 pitches. Whether or not Jason can end the inning without allowing a run is up for debate, but we're certainly going to give it a try.
Lifted the other way out
Looped out to left field. Harper, or excuse me, Hoskins is out there to pull it in. One pitch, one out. Off to a good start for Jay. And that'll bring Rougned Odor back up to the plate.
Start the afternoon.
They clearly must have needed to bring in a reliever, the long reliever, otherwise they would have pinch hit for the pitcher there.
Ahead 0-1, it's the most important pitch in the game, Matty. It puts the hitter on the defensive. I can only think of myself being in the batter's box. When I'm sitting 1-0, I am all over the gas, or I am allowed the opportunity.
And no swing on the curveball, low and in the dirt, so that's a 1-1 count to Odor.
Your head's on a swivel.
Hits are now even at 4.
I want to say his nickname is Stinky, but I don't know if that's actually true. Change up inside. That wasn't terribly far inside. It gets blooped out to right field. Harper's over there.
He's got it in there.
Steps over and brings it in. That's 2 away. Looking pretty good for Jason so far.
Ready once again.
The 2 home runs allowed today eliminate any possibility of this being a shutout, but Jason could very well be out here for a complete game at this rate. We'll find out, won't we?
Here it is. That's lifted the other way out to left.
And that will be a fly ball in left field. Hoskins has it, and that will be the end of the inning. And Jason will get his reward for that.
In order go the Braves. They still trail here. It's
and
6-2.
go into the top of the 7th with a 6-2 lead. Looking pretty good. So we'll find out quickly if they're going to have Jason subbed out. They are not, actually.
Jason Parham steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation, so let's see if that is indeed on.
So, yes.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And
I'm not necessarily very happy about it, but I'm going to do it just because I don't have a heck of a lot of confidence in Jason's ability to hit right now.
Stepping in, Mark Bentler. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Bottom of the 7th, we're still at 6-2. Jason throws his first fastball for a ball.
There, but you can see he was trying to jam him with that running action on that two-seam fastball.
Hey, we got no outs. Hey, let's go, big fella. Need you right
the windup and the 1-0 pitch.
Right, a two-seamer down.
There's the
well, it was down. It was just on the wrong side of the plate from what I wanted. Let's try to cut her away, maybe outside a little. I don't throw a heck of a lot of waste pitches with Jason.
Swung on and missed, and that's strike
Got
2.
him to reach on that one.
Hey,
so that will set up the Showtime slider down and away on the right-handed batter. We'll see if he goes reaching for this one. Mark Bentler, of course. Like I said,
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pump didn't like that one.
Hey, I appreciate the fact that he's making him throw a few pitches. Most of his teammates have been hacking at everything that comes their way.
Try a changeup now, I guess.
Had to sit
taps
on the
changeup inside. That was late.
That
So I guess I'm going to go two-seamer up above the zone. see if he goes reaching for that.
Again, he sends
doesn't reach for it, but he doesn't have to reach.
That fastball must have a little late life on it because that was right in the wheelhouse, and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
Hey, have a rip at it up there, huh?
Try the cutter away again, I guess.
Line toward right center.
And that gets golfed into right field, and that's going to bounce in for a base hit.
Just an unbelievable piece of hitting right there. Staying on the inner half of that baseball right there, staying to it and through it, not coming around it, and able to drive it the other way for a base hit.
All right. I'll bring up Domingo Santana.
Hitter, Domingo Santana. He's 1 for 2 in this
So
one.
now Jason has the goal of retiring the side in order.
Hey, nobody.
Best way to do that here would be a double play and say a strikeout or a flyout.
First delivery
But
to him
that very well may not be
And
possible.
he takes a pitch that's ruled
Reaches for one down, can't get to it. He was late on it. So how about a two-seamer down and in?
Hey, see you drive it right
From the
back
belt,
to the pitcher, huh,
kicks and deals. Fly ball out toward left
And that
center
one
field.
out to
On the run
left
is
field.
He
Hoskins
gets
has
there
it,
to make
and
the
that'll be
play
one
for the
away.
First out of the inning. Now in the box.
I'll bring Lincoln Chaney back to the plate. Jason's only allowed 5 hits so far, but 2 of those were home runs.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. No balls and 1 strike.
Reaches inside for that cutter, and that's strike 1.
Bentler stands at first with 1 out.
Track two-seamer up and in.
And it's
Pops that
fouled
up
away.
behind home plate. And we'll go ahead and use this circle change down and away. Try to get him either reaching for it and missing or knocking it into a double play. What do you got? Swing and a miss.
And missed, he got him.
So Jason not really striking a heck of a lot of guys out today, but he is doing his job out here.
Right, El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at bat, and what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Next to bat will
Curveball
be
to Victor Caratini.
As he'll take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta.
Hey, we got 2 outs.
Well behind
Swings and
that
misses on the
fastball. It's a
two-seamer down and
swinging
in.
strike.
Bottom of the
That's
plate,
just a
rather.
great mix of pitches right there, and that's what this guy's going to do if he's going to keep this team off balance.
And he lays off
Nothing
the
on
pitch
one
down and
outside,
away.
so that's
0-2.
2-1. Cutter down and in. Bounces that. And how about another changeup down and away?
Here we go now, huh?
Here we go. Ooh, that one gets up into Mark Zunino's business.
Make your pitch.
Another try at 2-2. Fouled
Pops
off.
the cutter. How about we make him reach for one outside?
The 2-2 one more time.
Yeah, he reaches
Still
for
even
it.
at 2-2.
Still gets
Keeps
contact
fighting
with
him
it.
off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Hey, let her rip one time.
And Jason's out of showtime now, so there's nothing to be gained there.
Line drive to left.
And that'll be over the head of Mark Madsen, and that will be, uh-oh.
Hold it here.
Hoskins has a little trouble out there in
The
third,
relay, and
or
he's
left
safe.
field.
Let's slow this one
And
down
that'll be
take
a
another
base
look.
hit
Great
for
camera angle here.
Victor
Looking straight down
Caratini,
the
and that
left
will
field
even be a
line.
double
You see
for
him
him.
take that inside route to the ball. His hands stay back, and he goes oppo to find himself at second.
Into the box, Ronaldo.
Okay, and this is up
As
with
he
the
would look
two-seamer
at
for
first
ball
pitch
one.
fastball for ball 1.
Hey, find something you like up there.
Well, a little bit closer, but still a
He's
miss.
been really effective in this one so far. But it's interesting here that with a couple of guys on base, he seems to be not trusting his stuff quite
Okay.
as much. Kind of
Circle change, it gets thrown and freezes him for the
Runners at
first
second and third with
pitch.
2 gone.
Or the first strike.
Hey, have a rip like you can. Here you go.
Two-seamer down. Loops it into right. And that is going to be another run across. So Caratini gets himself a...
Beggars can't be choosers right there. We love those
Gomez, rather, excuse me, gets himself a...
Jammed off the end of the bat, doesn't matter.
Nice little RBI.
Now here comes
and that is going to be Jason's day today.
Out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon.
So Jason gets himself 6 2/3 on the day, which is not a bad start for Jason. Assuming they can keep the offense off the plate for the rest of the inning, Jason will be entitled to a quality start today. But they're getting trusted to David Pugh.
They'll go to their own left-hander out of the bullpen.
Last year, 4-0 record, a 3.73 ERA in 70 innings and 54 games of work, 63 strikeouts. So we'll see what he can do. What you got, young man? See how the Diamondbacks can do today. Survey says.
And a nice job here to come in and slam the door. That's his first save of the season, but it certainly won't be his last.
Well, Jason comes out and shows the Diamondbacks faithful what he can do. He comes out and pitches for 6 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits, including 2 solo home runs, collecting only 4 strikeouts, but getting the win. Jason improves to 1-0 on the season, and he goes to 60-39 in his career. His ERA is at 4.05, his FIP is at 5.86, and his xFIP is at 5.15. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyron Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.